Hello everyone, Deb Floros, guest designer for Art Beads. I'm making what I'm calling Twisty Swirly earrings using 3 different colors of 11O seed beads, and these just have kind of a fun wintry effect. Some 26 gauge Art Beads designer wire, and I'm going to use a bead spinner to put all of those wonderful seed beads onto my wire. Now I'm going to create a little bit of a needle with that 26 gauge wire. So you're just going to push very gently with your thumb to create a little bit of a curve. And using a bead spinner is not for the faint of heart. It does take a little bit of practice, but once you get it, it'll make life so much easier to string a lot of seed beads onto long string or long pieces of wire. Now, I did just a solid color on each one of my wires, and each wire is about 10 inches long. I created a loop at one end, strung on all the beads with the bead spinner, and then created the start of a wire wrap loop at the other end. Then I added my next color to the bead spinner and spun on all of those beautiful beads. Then did just the same thing. So all 3 of the wires should be about the same size. It's okay if one of them is a little bit longer. And here goes my 3rd color into the bead spinner. So beautiful. And just going to spin on all of those beautiful beads, creating another one of those hooks. Then when I've got all 3 of my strands of wire, I'm going to string it onto a little stainless steel 25mm hoop earring. And I'm just creating a wire wrap loop at the other end that I started before, just wanting to make sure that all of those beads got on the way that I expected them to. And once I've got all 3 strands on, I'm going to just twist them. So I'm going to kind of straighten them out a little bit, and then with my fingers, I'm just going to pull them around each other. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of the same pattern in that twist of those wires. And once you get to the bottom, or close to the bottom, you'll have to hold on to it a little bit differently. And then you're just going to take those and wrap them around your finger. Now you could also use a mandrel or something else, maybe a pen or something you have around the house. Then what you're going to want to do is take the end of the longest one. So I said one should maybe be a little bit longer. You'll take that one and you'll push it back up through all of your loops, all of your curly cues. And then what you're going to want to do is attach it to that wire earring. So you'll have really 4 loops around that ear wire. And yes, you're going to make a second one exactly the same way. Do all of those twists, and this 26 gauge wire wraps so nicely. And once you've got it into the swirl that it should be, it's nice and sturdy and it will hold its shape. So I just had to make some slight adjustments up at the top. Then again, you're going to wrap it around your finger or whatever you want to use to do those wraps, and kind of give it some good squishes with your fingers to make sure that it's the shape that you want it. It's still fairly pliable, but it will hold its shape. Then you're going to attach that last loop onto your hoop. And I know it's hard to see here. I couldn't get a great shot of that, but you're going to put it on to that ear wire and then kind of manipulate to get the exact shape that you want for this fun earring. Now, one last thing I decided to do was grab maybe 4 inches of that 26 gauge wire, and I went up to those loops where all of the strands were attached, and I just wrapped it around the top. So I just wanted to get those sort of camouflaged and create sort of a little bit of a veil almost to attach them all together up there. And I like that look so much better. Nice little wire wrapped section. And then you've got these twisty swirly earrings. So much fun to make. You can use any kind of seed beads in any colorway. You can find everything to make these at artbeads.com. Thanks for watching.